there's a word that we've been hearing a lot nowadays, the word hostage. And in many cases, a hostage is just an innocent victim, but the impact of that event is very real, and it has an impact on the hostage physically and in the mental state that they are in. Now, a hostage taker knows that if he can make a hostage feel powerless and subdued, they will not try to resist while they are being held captive. So I'm sure all of you are accustomed with the fight, flight, and freeze response that we might have. And this survival instinct is such an automatic response to perceived danger that it triggers faster than our thinking. And if we perceive an enemy as being not as strong as I am, I might be able to fight it, and I might be prepared to go into fight mode. But if I perceive that I'm quite faster than the enemy and there's a possibility of escape, I might go into flight. But when I perceive the enemy as really bigger than I am, or if I do not know how to handle it, the freeze response is triggered. And I try to hide from the enemy. I try to make myself invisible in that moment. So, if a captor can keep me in that state of feeling helpless, it will be easy for him to constrict me with ease. So, how do they keep me in that paralyzed state, in that freeze state? The enemy the captor will tell you, I'm stronger than you are. I have the power, you have no power. He will try and focus my mind on the fact that I do not have any power in that situation. And the second thing that he would try to do is to focus my mind on what I do not have, what I've lost, my freedom. And focus my mind on where the power lies, who's got the key. He will say, I've got the key, and the one who needs to pay your ransom has got the key. So he's doing two things. He's taking your mind away from your own control, and he's taking your mind away from where help lies and where help is possible. And the third thing is they want to keep your mind occupied from finding resolutions. So your mind will be held busy by the past, by what you've lost, by what you don't have, and by the future. If someone will just pay the ransom, if someone can just come and rescue me. So your mind will be kept busy with the past and with the future, and you will be kept helpless in the moment of doing something yourself. Now, this jumble of thoughts will feed that feeling of being helpless and will feed your freeze mode. Now, in Brightstar, we've learned it's easy. You can take back control. Yeah, we know, we teach each other, and we learn from each other that control lies within your hands. You've got the control. You've got the ability to respond. It's easy. Just change your thoughts. It's easy. That is the answer. But why do I find myself knowing these truths, and I still find myself feeling helpless, not being able to do what I know is right or to do what I know can help me? Physically, I find myself incapable of doing what I know I want to do. I know, have you seen those videos of those goats, those fright goats? When they get frightened, they get all stiff and they fall over like a statue, and there they lie. And then after a while, they just get up and they go on as if nothing has happened. And there's another saying that they say, you play possum, because a possum, when he entails a snake, he just lies down and makes as if he's dead until the snake has passed. Now, I've been listening to podcasts from Emma McAdam. Her name is Emma McAdam. Her podcast's called In a Nutshell, or something about nutshell. And she said one phrase that changed the way I think about the way I feel and about the way I think, and about this freeze response that I might have many times. She said, do not feel ashamed or think that you have done something wrong because you are experiencing a freeze response. You should actually thank your brain for this amazing instinct for survival. And I realized that in that moment of freeze, I really do not have the control to respond differently in that moment. It might even be a life-saving response in my life. But the challenge is not to stay stiff on the ground with your feet in the air, and to get up. Because where does the magic moment of creation happen? Not in the past or in the future, but in the now. And if I can realize I have to get up now, irrespective of why I'm on the ground and how I'm going to get out of here, I have to get up now. How do I do that? And as I started to realize that the freeze response is a physical response of your body, and all these wonderful things we know of, change your thinking and change your focus, all of that happens in the front of our brain, in the thinking part. But the freeze response is triggered in the back of your brain. And if you want to re-engage your body, you have to use the back door in order to get your body going again, in order that you can start implementing all these wonderful things that we've learned of how to face our challenges and our thinking. So today I want to stop there in this moment and ask you, there's a lot of you that have, Janet, I'm so glad to see you. How do you get your body going again in order that you can clear your mind to start thinking again? Some people talk about grounding. We talk about breathing a lot. So I'm opening the floor. Share with us, how do you get yourself to a state where you can start thinking clearly again?